Well, I live in Sherwood, which is about 5 minutes up the road from Magdala Road, which was one of the roads that we found out was cordoned off this morning. And I remember going to bed last night and I had the decision of whether or not I leave my window open, and I did. And it must have been about 20 past 5 this morning. I just heard siren after siren after siren. It was just like there was a barrage of vehicles heading towards that area. And it lasted about half an hour to 40 minutes, I would say. And I actually messaged my girlfriend about 6 a.m. and said, something big is happening around here because I've never heard anything like it in terms of the response of the emergency services. And then, of course, waking up this morning, we hear that the tram network had suspended all services, buses were being diverted, and we were told to avoid the city centre. And everyone's been, waiting for this news to emerge to find out what's happened. And of course, the news did come out from Nottinghamshire Police, and it's just caused devastation. It's the only way that I can describe it. My heart is still racing from something that I found out about, over an hour ago. Nottingham's such a supportive, close-knit community. It's just rattled the city. It's shocking. It really is shocking.
You heard all the sirens go by. So it was the cacophony, I'm guessing, the number of sirens that first alerted you to the fact that something big was happening.
Yeah, it was exactly that. I knew something wasn't right. There was something about it that just gave me that feeling of this is not right. There's something, bad happening here. And of course, we know now that this wasn't an isolated incident. You look at all the streets that have been cordoned off across the city, and let's not forget, Nottingham isn't a massive city. It's quite small when you actually get into the city centre, and this has affected various different locations, which has really affected things this morning. And as I say, there's been lots of people chatting about stuff, sending messages, making sure everyone's okay, checking in with each other. You have to remember as well, Nottingham is a big student city. There are lots of people that work in bars late at night that are perhaps walking home, getting an e-scooter or a taxi. So I imagine there's a lot of people that are worried about their loved ones this morning, and hopefully everything is okay. It's just awful. It really is awful.
What's the atmosphere like there?
Well, it's slightly tense in a way, in a sense that it's just the uncertainty of it all, and not really understanding what's happened. And I feel like it's a neighbourhood. It's you chat to your neighbours and you chat to your friends. You've got your WhatsApp groups going off, social media. You're seeing reports coming in, and I think it's just it's that unrest. We've never had anything that I can remember certainly like this happen in Nottingham. It's a relatively small city, and it just feels like everyone's been completely rattled and devastated by these events. And my thoughts are with those affected. It's just an awful situation.
Have you managed to speak to any of the police service or whatever? What are they saying to you?
I have been avoiding the area, to be honest. I only live, as I say, 5 minutes from Magdala Road. I've kind of respected the police cordon there, and I've stayed away. Perhaps as well, just for safety reasons. I just thought I'd rather just stay in my house today. But as I understand it, the cordons are still in place. There are people in the city centre. There are still people going into work. Some of the shops are open in the main shopping centre. So there are people going about their daily business. But of course, a lot of the city centre still being massively affected by this.